This is episode 45 of the podcast. I am your host, JP. This is my co host.
Sizzle.
And we're going to talk a little bit about some UFC stuff, a little bit of basketball, and try to get a little bit further into our recap of the NFL draft and what we think of the teams. Uh, yeah, if you want to go ahead and get right into the Strickland fight, you watched your buddy?
um, I watched the highlights of it,
Okay, okay.
and
Strick.
yeah, let's just say Strickland came to fight. He showed up prepared and ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
Best shape I've ever seen him to be honest. So it was a good fight.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of the highlights of it?
Not at all. I'm not much of a fighter guy, but when we start to talk about it beforehand, I'll watch some stuff going into them. But I'm not too up to date on fights. I'll hear names and stuff because I'll be listening to stuff on YouTube, and you'll hear the commercials in between stuff. Oh, Strickland and blah blah blah. It's gonna be a slugfest.
Yeah, it was a good card all around, I guess. So yeah, I mean, I'm more into the boxing, but there's a couple of UFC fighters that I will tune in to watch, you know.
Hmm.
But yeah, if I was if I was to throw my pre-bet uh money on the line, I would bet the whole house on Strickland.
Yeah. Oh
So yeah.
yeah. I mean, he just seemed to be the favorite going into that too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, I think he was kind of the underdog a little bit. And then very like before the fight started, I guess he was the favorite. So kind of like football, it switches, you know.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yep.
that was my highlight there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we'll roll into some basketball here. The Pistons are up 2-1. The Cavaliers ended up taking the game a couple nights ago. They played tonight at 8 o'clock. I'm excited to see that. The Knicks won their series. They sweep the 76ers. The Timberwolves ended up beating the Spurs. The Spurs superstar Victor Wembanyama threw a nasty elbow and ended up getting ejected.
Hmm.
And
Can't do that in basketball.
And the Thunder are up 3-0 on the Lakers, so it looks like LeBron's about to go back home again.
Huh, good.
But yeah, no, me and Professor excited about that basketball game tonight. Hopefully, I'll watch a little bit of that one.
Yeah, the Pistons, yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Well, what do you think? I think it's if the Pistons could get through um the Cavaliers, I think I think this is our year.
Eh, we'll see. The Knicks have been absolutely dominating on their side too, so we will see. That'll definitely be the match tester there. I think if we win that one, but then the Thunder on the other side, they've been sweeping people left and right. They're the defending champions right now, and they got some badass players over there. So I'm expecting. I mean, I need us to win. That'd be great. I'd feel comfortable about that. I might throw a couple bucks on that tonight, the money line. Um, but yeah, us versus the Knicks would be a badass game, and then the Thunder versus the Timberwolves would be a badass for the Eastern and Western Conference championship games.
Do wait a minute, JP. Are you telling me LeBron's done, you think?
I don't know if he's gonna retire. I feel like he still might play a couple more years just to pad his stats. But I feel like he's about to get kicked out of the playoffs here. He's on the Lakers and they're down 3-0 against the Thunder, and
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Thunder have been
they
blowing them out by 20 plus points each of the last games. So they're good. Thunder are
yeah.
badass.
Yeah, I agree with you. But back to the Pistons. Yeah, I agree with you, JP. I keep saying, yeah, I think it's the Pistons year, but other teams are just on point and on fire, just like the Pistons are, if not, you know, doing better all around here. So I'm not counting the Pistons out, but they gotta they gotta tighten it up here dramatically if they think they're gonna beat a better team than Cleveland.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's a lot of good basketball going on. So if they, like I said, Pistons can get through tonight with a win, uh, it looks better on their end.
Mhm. Mhm.
But yeah, there's still a lot of good basketball, JP. A lot of good teams. So
Yep. All right.
I
I
don't
think with
know.
on that note, we'll switch it over to some football. We covered a couple of teams last episode on 44. Today on 45, we're going to start with the Denver Broncos, led by Bo Nix, a team that I felt would have had a better showing if he didn't get hurt going into the very last game of the playoffs there. That really bummed me out. It sucks your team wins and your quarterback goes down, and then you got to go to the championship game and, have to put your backup in. That was brutal, very brutal. But the Broncos, they didn't have a first or second round. Oh yeah, because they got Jalen Waddle, so they got a wide receiver for Bo. But starting in the third round, they got Tyler Odeneum, defensive tackle A&M. Fourth round, they got Jonah Coleman, running back Washington. Fourth round, they got Cage Casey, interior offensive lineman Boise State. Fifth round, they took Justin Jolie, tight end North Carolina State. Seventh round, they took Miles Scott, safety, Illinois. Seventh round, they took Dallin Bentley, tight end, Utah. And then again in the seventh round, they took Red Murdoch, linebacker, Buffalo. You know, it seems a little bit of everything everywhere, so I'm not really sure what to really think of it. Um, they're a solid team. I feel like the other transitions that they made before the draft were more impactful than the actual draft itself. Getting Jalen Waddle as a weapon for Bo Nix is crazy.
Hmm.
Plus with the wide receivers that they already had, they moved those guys into the 2 and 3s and give themselves a Waddle. They're another team that just I think got a little bit better in a really tough side of the NFL. I mean, that whole side is tough. What are your thoughts on Denver
Well, that's my sleeper team, JP. Denver,
Broncos? Okay,
the Broncos.
okay, that's the team you're slipping a couple of coins on when nobody's looking.
Well, let's just say if our Lions don't go anywhere like to the Super Bowl,
Uh huh. Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be rooting for the Broncos, just
What
like I was rooting for the Lions. You know what I mean?
what if it's a
Not
Bron?
not that not that deep and that passionate.
Well,
Okay.
I was gonna say, what if it's a Broncos versus Lions game? Are you just
Well,
not
yeah,
gonna watch the
right.
game?
86 the Broncos then, folks. So no, I mean you got to look at it. You got to look at it this factor here. If their quarterback did not get hurt, dude,
hmm
you heard me say it last season. They were in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
You know,
100%.
so and now, I mean, they got a little more weapons now.
hmm
like more than they had last season, you
Absolutely.
know. So and they damn near got somewhere. You know, yeah, they had to throw the backup in, but hey, that's part of the game, you know,
Yep, yep.
sometimes. But granted, if they have the same season minus they get a health their quarterback stays healthy, look
Hmm.
out, folks, dude.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
telling you.
Oh yeah. No,
'Cause
I'm a Bo Nix fan too. I think.
Bo Nix, he's got such mad, huge chip on his shoulder because he went down, got injured. He
Uh-huh.
cannot tell me that that dude just sat on the couch all off season. No,
Mm-mm.
that dude
Nope.
was like putting in the
Coming
work.
back with a vengeance. You know it.
Yes, sir. And that's scary, dude, because he
Hmm.
was already on his way to become a lights out great quarterback.
Hmm.
Now he's just gonna, I think he's gonna go off, dude.
Yeah,
And
I
yeah,
feel that.
my my sleeper team right there, the Broncos. So
Okay. Okay.
they just got too much talent to not get there again. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Oh, for sure. All
So
right.
yeah,
So the next team here is a team that is near and dear to our hearts. The old Detroit Lions. I think we
go
made a
ahead.
lot of good transactions this year. We got a center. We got a bona fide center. We got a right tackle from Miami Borum. But then we doubled down and we went into the draft seeking even more offensive help. In the first round in the 17th pick, we took Blake Miller, offensive tackle from Clemson. In the second round, we took Derek Moore, edge, Michigan. Fourth round, we took Jimmy Rolder, linebacker, Michigan. Round five, we took Keith Abney, corner out of Arizona State. Fifth round, we took Kendrick Law, wide receiver, Kentucky. In the sixth round, we took Gill Howard, defensive tackle, Texas Tech. And then in the seventh round, we took Tyree West, another edge from Tennessee. So we took two edge guys here to really help round out the room. You know, obviously, we're not expecting much out of the seventh round guy, but this second round guy, Derek Moore from Michigan, we got the linebacker from Michigan. I think it's going to be one of those things where, like in the video game, where like if you have, you know, two or three of the same kind on your team, you get like a bonus setting kind of a thing. I think
Hmm.
that's what it's going to do to Hutch. I think Hutch having some homies from the old college days, I think that's going to unlock Hutch. You know, he's already going to have like, hey boys, you know, I'm from Michigan. Let me show you how to do it here in the D kind of a thing, you know. And I think we made really good picks, man. Like I we've had some drafts, and I know for a draft not having weapons per se, I think this is a draft that really got me excited. You know, some of the other drafts I had some questions, but they ended up being really good players. So I was like, oh, all right, yeah, no, go ahead. You know, they're great. Why Gibbs is the best running back in the league. I'm sorry for even doubting you. You know, that was the year I was thinking, man, we should take another edge. Him and Hutch and another edge would be sick. Then they moved back
Yeah.
twice and got Gibbs. I'm like, what are we doing? Why? We got Swift, we got Montgomery. Why do we need a running back? And then Gibbs came in that first year and shut me right up. I'm like, oh man, he's the greatest running back of all time. What do you guys? What? Who said that? You know. Uh, we ended up snagging Dortch. He's a short little runner from our wide receiver from the Cardinals. I think is going to be a nice little Golden Tate for us. Um, we're expecting some big things out of Tesla this year. Um, Gibbs is going to get a lot more touches this year, so look for, you know, if you're going to draft and bet and put some change on some like season long type of stats, I would aim for some overs on him. You know, I think he's going to have over 1,000 rushing. I'm looking more into like 13, 1,400. Um, but yeah, no, defensively, this draft just really made me excited. The offense, you know, bringing in offensive linemen and drafting an offensive lineman, you just know that they're going right after the positions that need it the most. And they did that in the past. I mean, that's how we ended up getting Kirby Joseph. We got Branch. We got, Kirby, Branch, Terry and Arnold, Rakestraw. When there's a position that we need, they go for it, and they go for it in a couple of rounds. They don't just like, oh well, we got one, that's all we need. We're not coming back. They'll take a corner in the first round, take a corner in the second round. Just be like, hey, we're creating some competition in that area of the whole team. So I like it. I like it. I'm excited. What are your thoughts and predictions for the Lions ski? Who's on the chopping block?
Um, oh, I got the hiccups. Well, Brad Holmes, he's on the chopping block. No, I don't know. He's not on the chopping block yet, but no, I like the Moore pick. I uh I really like all the picks we got
Hmm.
for what we could have grabbed,
Yeah.
you know. I mean it's like we were talking today. It's really hard to it looks good on paper for Detroit.
Hmm.
It also looks good on paper for the Fords that the Ford family like they they're wanting to, get players, not just one player. They're wanting to get a whole bunch to make this work. Kind of like we've been me, you, and Professor have kind of been, you know, saying pretty much our whole Lions career of watching them, like why can't they just do this and do that? Well, on this draft, it kind of seemed like they did all of that,
Hmm. Hmm.
and it really didn't seem like it, but after they, started them making those picks, you could see like their faces and where they're gonna line up, right? Who's
Hmm.
lining up next to them, and okay, you got Hutch here. Okay, yeah, yeah, maybe Moore does make more sense on the opposite side,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Little stuff like that. I give Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, I give them C C plus to a B minus on this draft. That's just me. I don't know, but I give it to week 4. See if the Wizard did the right picks or not. You know, in chemistry, I have a feeling all these guys are gonna fit right into what we are doing. So that's why I say just give it time. By week 4, we even sooner, me and you might be able to look at each other and be like, we got something here, Until then,
Yep.
just gotta
Yep.
wait and see, you know. So that's my pick on that. So
Okay. Okay. Now we'll move to the Green Bay Packers. They're their team that just always seems to be solid, well coached, well organized. Even if they lose something or gain something, they tend to still be competitive. They're a team that is really good at never having to go into a rebuild. When they lost Favre, they didn't fall off. When they lost Rodgers, they haven't fallen off. So they know how to stay consistent, kind of like the Steelers. They're just a team that knows how to win, but get to the playoffs and lose. So with that being said, obviously we know they got not Jamar. They got Micah Parsons last year, so they didn't have a first round. They got Brandon Sice, corner from North Carolina in the second round, or South Carolina from the second round. Third round, they got Chris McKellen for defensive lineman Missouri. Fourth round, they got Danny Dennis Sutton, edge from Penn State. Fifth round, they got Yeager Burton, interior offensive lineman Kentucky. Sixth round, they got Damani Jackson, corner from Alabama. And then also in the sixth round, they got Trace Mack, punter for our PK. I don't know what that is. Punter kicker, Florida. You know, they just it looks like they just kind of jabbed a little bit here, a little there, a little here, a little there. So they just kind of it looks like they just kind of filled the bench in places that they kind of needed, which just kind of makes sense for a team like them. You're not going to draft a starter. Potentially they could. Obviously if they show up at a camp and stuff, they could move their way up the depth chart. But no names here that really pop out for me. I'm gonna say the same thing, kind of as far as my predictions. It'll be us, them, and the Bears kind of dueling it out to see who makes that last playoff spot. Uh, One of us is gonna obviously win the division and get it, so it'll be up to the other two to kind of fight over that last wild card spot. Um, yeah, that's really my thoughts on the Packers. What do you got there, M Sizzle?
I can't believe they got rid of their backup quarterback.
Oh, Malik Willis,
I thought he was better than
Love.
yeah.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I feel bad for him because he's going to Miami, and Miami just got rid of every single player on their team.
I
But
know, dude.
so
I know,
he's.
but
I seen that. I seen that meme. That last episode of Fresh Prince of Bel Air where Will Smith walks into the house and it's completely empty. There's
yeah.
a picture of Malik Willis cropped into there, walking into the house, like, huh?
Well, he'll definitely get time to shine now, so in Miami. But as far as the Packers go, man, I really don't know, dude. I mean, didn't really hear too much of them in the draft, so um yeah, they're a team that well coached, like you said. They know how to win and they know what it takes to win, and they're one of those teams that are they're gonna give us trouble. We know that down to the very last second of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, they're gonna be a tough team, but as far as them making a huge push this year, no, I don't think they're gonna do it, but I could eat my words, man. I don't know. Um, I don't foresee I foresee the Bears beating the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't knock that the Packers are all around a tough team. Their games may not be high scoring. Uh their games may be very boring, but somehow they still find a way to win those games, or whatnot. So yeah, you can never count out the Packers. So I don't know. I'm gonna be completely fair and do a question mark on them this season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. After them, we have the old CJ Stroud led Houston Texans. They were a team that, ever since he's been in the league, he's shown that he's a decent quarterback for an Ohio State guy. He's
Well,
made Texans, at least somewhat competitive, or a team that you can throw some money on as far as defense. Their defense was monstrous last year. But
well, yeah.
Mr. Choke Artist himself decided to throw 3 picks in his playoff game.
Wait,
Man,
how many picks?
three,
INTs?
three. They were right to the guys too. They were the most blatant
How could
choke.
he miss those color uniforms? I just don't get it, you
Yeah, man,
know?
that was probably one of the worst playoff showings I'd ever seen in my life.
It sure was ugly, boy.
Yeah, poor CJ Stroud, man. That was that was sad. But let's see what they did here in the draft. In the first round, they took Kalen Rutledge, interior guard or interior lineman from Georgia Tech. Second round, they took Caden McDonald, defensive lineman, Ohio State. Second round, they took Marlon Klein, tight end, Michigan. Fourth round, they took Fabici Nuanu, interior lineman, Oklahoma. Fourth round, they took Wade Woodaz, linebacker, Clemson. Fifth round, they took Kamari Ramsey, safety, USC. Sixth round, they took Lewis Bond, wide receiver, Boston College. And then seventh round, they took Aiden Fisher, linebacker, Indiana. Another just kind of stab and poke everywhere, so you could tell, they whatever they did, they acquired more picks somehow, and they used that to just kind of fill up their bench some more. Nobody here that looks. I mean, the interior offensive lineman there that they took in the first round, he might start because they might need some help offensively because Stroud was dying in that playoff game. Just absolutely dying. Um, I'll have to look to see what other type of picks and stuff and trades that they did in the offseason. I don't really recall them making any big splashes. They did get Montgomery. That is right. They got Montgomery, so that helps him as a running back. Monty's great. I hated to see him go because he's a tough guy, man. He'll lay the wood. He'll put his shoulder down and knock you over for being one of the smaller backs, and he's just a tough son of a gun. I wish the best for him. I would like to see Texans make it back into the playoffs, but with the Chargers being good, uh, Kansas City Chiefs coming back. There's a good chance that the Ravens might get their shit together with a new coach. The Jaguars are good. Colts are going to be good if Daniel Jones comes back. So it's just they're going to hopefully. I'm going to say they don't make the playoffs. I think they're going to be one of the teams that are fighting at the end, but they don't make it. But yeah, what are your thoughts, Tim Sizzle, on the Houston Texans?
Yeah, I know. They might. No, I don't think they're gonna get there either. Yeah, yeah, about the only good thing they got, I think, is Montgomery.
Hmm.
Um, and he wanted out of Detroit. You could see it on the sidelines, you know. So yeah, hopefully he has a good career there, and my hat's off to him. Um,
Oh, week two. Some of this, because the schedule and all that stuff is supposed to come out on Thursday. Some of it's slowly getting leaked.
okay,
Week two, we will be at the Bills in their new stadium.
really, dude.
Yeah, and I think like week 11, we got a overseas game.
Yeah, we got actually, I thought we had two overseas games this year.
Maybe,
Detroit.
maybe I have to double check it.
I know one for sure.
But there's actually going to be a lot more this year because you know how like the last 2 years we had those early 9 a.m. games. There was like four of them maybe.
Yeah, there's a
This
lot this year.
this year there's like nine of them, bro. It's like week one, two, three, not four, but five, six, seven, not eight, nine, 10, 11. All have overseas games, so they could be all at weird times. They might not all be in the morning, but there might be like a 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or those kind of weird things.
Yeah. Yeah, so what is it? We got what? Week one Packers, right? Week two Bills.
Week two at the Bills. Hey, professor. Week 2, we're at the Bills.
Tell
Yeah,
Professor
week 2. Some
to
of the schedule's starting to get leaked. Schefter just posted it because that's going to be the first game in the Bills' new stadium.
tell Professor to call his buddy Josh Allen and tell him not to
Yeah,
show
but
up
they're just
that day.
announcing it because it's going to be the first game in the new Bills stadium.
You hear me, JP?
Oh, sorry, Professor was over there.
Tell him to make the call. Call up his buddy Josh Allen and tell him not to show up to work that day. All
But
right.
yo, yeah, in fact, I think I'll let you tell him. Here, Professor, we covered 4 more teams here. We'll get your thoughts on. I think we'll start it just a little bit sooner this time because we're at the 10-minute mark. That way, Professor, I can cue him out before you get cut off.
Gotcha,
Uh,
gotcha.
just try not to munch too much when you're talking.
Who, me?
Hey, Sizzle, what's up?
What's up, buddy?
Nothing. You want some insights on football?
Yeah, but when we get to the Bills, I gotta tell you something. You gotta relay the message, all right?
All right. So who we?
All right, first we got the Denver Broncos. Remember, they didn't have a first round or
Yeah.
second round pick because they gave them
Super
away for
Bowl.
Waddle.
Waddle. Oh, they give him. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a crusher.
So
Super
I think
Bowl.
the Broncos are going to be a little bit better this year. They were in the NFC Championship game, and if he doesn't get hurt, I think they win that game, not the Patriots.
Yeah, you're probably right on that, but uh, Denver just still needs a lot of help.
Oh no.
But what do you think here? What do you think of their draft picks?
No, I think they're all right. Well, they had to replace the tight end, Mike Scott. I know safety, tight end. Wow, they mixed it up, didn't they? Defensive tackle, running back, offensive line, safety, tight end, linebacker. Well, but Buffalo. He took a linebacker from Buffalo.
University of Buffalo.
That's kind of weird.
So what do you think? What do you think? They make the playoffs?
Yeah, they'll make the playoffs, but they're not going to go farther. They don't have a superstar on that team.
I mean, Bo Nix could unlock
That,
Waddle.
yeah, that's the only. No, Waddle's good. See how he does with a new team, but Bo Nix, I like Bo Nix.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
He's a
that's
bum.
MC's sleeper team is the old Broncos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're probably the team that could improve the most. Them and I still looking for Houston to get better.
Well, hold those thoughts,
Okay.
Professor. There are just a few teams to cover them today. Hold it. Next, we got the Detroit Lions.
Well, I like everything about them. I like everyone. The guy I think we're going to be surprised with is that Skylar Gill Howard, defensive tackle. I watched some highlights on him and totally impressed me. Tyree West, he's going to be a backup. That Kendrick Law, he's not going to get much playing time, if any. He'll be on, but you got room on the practice squad.
Well, a lot of these guys were taken for special teams.
Special
not
team,
practice
yeah.
squad.
So, yeah, how many people in the wings are they gonna bring anybody off the last year's practice squad? That's that Keith Abney. Now he's gonna be scary. He's actually gonna be good. Rolder, I don't know enough about him. Derek Moore should be really good. Blake Miller, uh, that just shores up our offensive line. Uh, Having a good edge that should solidify the defensive line. Uh, I don't know if that Rolder is going to play though. Depends on how if everybody else is healthy. How bad.
Well, I think with Anzalone gone, that moves him up there.
Well, maybe. Uh, yeah, they're getting
Yeah.
rid. Should have not got rid of Anzalone. Darn it.
He was a bum anyways.
Yeah, a bum, a bum. All right, next. What who we got next?
The Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers.
They didn't have a first round pick because they gave him up for Micah Parsons last year.
Yeah.
Another team that just kind of stabbed a little bit everywhere.
Yeah.
Corner, defensive lineman, edge, interior offensive lineman, corner, and punter kicker.
I don't know if the edge is going to. I don't think anybody's going to take Micah's place. But, I mean, they picked positions they didn't need to fill.
Well, that's what I was telling him. I don't think they picked anybody to start. I think they were just picking depth.
Yeah, because they got a good enough team right now. I mean, they're going to be better this year. I mean, they're going to be all practiced up. They're going to be ready.
They lost a bunch of people on defense.
Did they?
Yep.
Well, we'll see. Because they didn't look bad last year.
Because they went all in last year on Micah, paid him the big contract. They didn't have any money for the guys that had been there for 3-4 years already. So
Well,
true. Yeah.
No,
there's money in Vegas.
And listen to some of the podcasters. They're assuming that they're gonna lose two more games this year.
Yeah.
They think Chicago will probably lose 2 more, but then Detroit should win 2 to 3 more. Some of them are putting Detroit back in first place.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would do that, but
whoa!
I'd like to see them do that, but depending on that offensive coordinator, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Yeah. Very good. Very good. True. Yep.
If they will call some of those sneaky plays, you know, like that fake fall down play that Golf did.
Yeah.
I mean, and do them at the right time. Calling the right plays at the right time is very important.
So, you got 40 seconds to talk about the Texans.
Texans are my sleeper team this year. I think they're going to finally pull it all together. CJ is just my favorite quarterback. He's got to bounce back. He just got to bounce back. I'm waiting for him to have that year. But no, he started out good, and then last year it just looked a little wimpy.
Mr. 6 interception king, baby.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, everybody can do that. Easy to throw.
He's a good quarterback. It's just, did they do enough to help him out?
Well, that's what we're gonna have to see. They got him a receiver. Hey.
Yeah.
And they got him some defensive help, so he might be okay.
True.
All right, thank you, Professor, and we want to thank everybody for stopping by and checking out the podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next time. Pre-bet.